Hello and welcome to TinyButton. This is another tutorial, and today we're going to cover how you add your first language on TinyButton. We're going to launch the extension. You'll be able to see me really quickly that there are a couple of languages already added here. And as an example, we're going to add a new language right now and go through the process step by step to show you how that works. I'm going to click the Add Language tab here and Add Language tab to bring up a pop-up window that allows you to pick from the many languages that we have around here. So for this test, I'm going to pick Italian, and we're going to add the Italian language to the site to be localized. So the language switch rule that we're going to cover here today is the most important section. And what we're going to cover here under the language switch rules is the key trigger that will bring up all rules associated with the Italian language. Now, in this drop-down, you'll see 5 options, the first one being Switch to Browser Language. Now what does that mean? That means that when your client is surfing and on their native browser, they use French, or they use Italian, or they use Japanese. This Switch to Browser Language will allow your site to automatically display the correct language based on the user. And this is a really powerful feature for you. This enables you to scale really quickly, especially on the mobile side of things, when you have users who are surfing from all around the world, who actually have a preference of how they like to surf and obtain information. And if your site allows that localization to happen, this rule will automatically bring up that localized version to happen for these users. Now the other rules that you have here is something called URL equal to and not equal to. This allows you to set up specific domains. For example, if I have a domain called it.digitalframes.com, which is my test domain, this will allow me to actually dedicate a special domain purely for the Italian rule. We're not going to do that today, but instead what I'm going to show you is the 4th rule here, which says URL contains any. This is a really powerful tool because it allows you to start segmenting your audience really quickly, primarily for your PPC campaigns or your paid Google campaigns, so on paid Facebook campaigns, and if your URL or your UTM campaign terms contain something like the word Italian, for instance, as an example, this allows you to load up the necessary correct content for that language and that word, so this allows it to test the same page with multiple languages really quickly. And it allows you to create multiple PPC campaigns that'll load up the right content for the right user audience. So I'm going to go ahead and show you URL contains Italian. We'll load up the Italian language. When I click Save, you'll notice that the Italian language tab has already been added, and I'm going to click this tab really quickly. And this will obviously bring up a section of the site. Now, what it's currently displaying, obviously, is a version that has not been translated, because this is a freshly added language. But you click on the gear and it'll show you, yes, the URL contains Italian, and that was essentially what we set up. So this is your first setup of how you've gone ahead and added your first language to TinyButton. Now, go ahead and try it, and let us know if you stumble upon any issues. If you'd like to email us, we are support@tinybutton.com. More than happy to reach out and answer any of your questions, or reach us through your panel. We'll be able to answer any of the questions that you have for us. So thank you very much, and until I see you again, this is Andrew, signing off from TinyButton.